Now, the Electoral Commission of South Africa is expected to host Africa's first meeting of the Association of World Election Bodies this week. This is the 5th General Assembly of the Association of World Election Bodies. The General Assembly takes place in Cape Town from tomorrow, and it constitutes a total of 119 election management bodies from 109 countries. The aim, well, it is to identify the latest trends, challenges and developments in democratic election management and electoral processes. Mbali Thethani is watching that space for us, and she joins us live now from Cape Town, which explains why I haven't seen her in the newsroom. You up and about, clearly. Mbali, good morning to you. South Africa experiencing what many people, election observers, have said is a worrying decline in the appetite, particularly of young South Africans in the electoral process. That's a danger, is it not? Is that part of what could come out of this important meeting?
That's certainly right, Xoli. Of course, we do find ourselves in Cape Town this morning. And of course, we know that there is that conference which is taking place here at the Cape Town International Convention Center. And certainly, you are right. It is to discuss the trends and the challenges that elections bodies continue to face across the world. And of course, in particular, when you look at the trends coming out of the local government elections just last year, one thing that South Africa is battling with is, the appetite to get young voters to come in and, of course, vote. But just to give us an explanation of what else we can expect throughout, these 3 days, we are joined by the IEC spokesperson. Her name is Kate Babela. Kate, South Africa is indeed hosting the AWEB 5th General Assembly. If you can just let us know, when it comes to your preparations so far, how far are your preparations? And, you are expected to host 109 countries over the next 2 days.
Mbali, good morning, and good morning to the viewers. Certainly, IEC South Africa is in a very unique position. This morning we'll be hosting the 5th General Assembly and of the Association of World Elections Bodies, which is a global body of elections management bodies. What makes this gathering unique is the fact that South Africa will be taking the chairpersonship of this body. For the past 3 years, we've been the deputy chairperson of the body. So it's historic not only for South Africa, but also for our continent. And we expect the proceedings this morning will be briefing South Africans through a press briefing on what are the deliberations that will take place in this particular gathering. Tomorrow it will be the official opening, where the handover ceremony for South Africa will take place. But equally so, on Thursday, we've got very robust discussions about what causes elections recessions or recessions in democracy. Why are nations all over the world struggling to participate in elections democracy, or in voting, in registration as voters? Is not only a trend for South Africa, by the way. You will see Mbali over on Thursday, when we have various speakers, various scholars across the world discussing this particular subject, not only for South Africa, but also for the continent and the world at large.
So one would say a conference of this nature is really quite important, especially for a country like ours, who've just come out of those local government elections, but at the same time preparing for the 2024 elections.
The conference is opportune, more so as we say that we are beginning a countdown to the 2024 national and provincial elections. It will assist us really as a country to say, where's the rest of the world? What are the issues taking place for the rest of the world? But also to say, what are some of the thorough knowledge gathered by scholars from various continents to say, where are we in that space? You'll see that it's not only people from other continents, you also have got scholars from our own continent and also from our own country who will share with us what are some of the insights that makes democracy what it is currently. As we speak in South Africa, we're only months away from voter registration weekend, and as you know that we're definitely are struggling with young people. We're hoping that as we count down to that, we'll be able to bring as many young people as possible to elections, especially for the 2024 national and provincial elections.
What else can we expect in terms of the program? We understand that we are expecting President Cyril Ramaphosa to also be part of this conference.
On Wednesday, which is tomorrow, we're expecting President Cyril Ramaphosa to open our conference. And besides that, on Thursday, we're expecting the past president, Thabo Mbeki, to lead the discussion, to be a keynote address in terms of deliberations that will take place on Thursday, when the rest of the scholars will be sharing the information with us.
If you can also just take us through the voting. I understand that currently, as we speak, as much as this has not really started, but we do know that those who are here and are representing those 109 countries are currently voting as we speak.
Yeah, this afternoon the voting will take place. The AWEP delegations, especially those who've got voting rights, will vote for the vice chairperson, as South Africa is vacating the position, and then as well as the post for the secretary general, very key officials of the AWEP.
All right, thank you very much. Of course, that is Kate Papela. She is the IEC spokesperson, also talking about, what is on the program for today. We know that there is that all-important voting process, which is going to, get underway in the afternoon. But at the same time, quite important when it comes to South Africa, also talking about the issues around, the electoral reform. Of course, our laws in terms of, where and how it can actually accommodate, independent candidates to vote and participate in the 2024 elections. Of course, we're almost just a month away from Parliament's deadline. So those are quite the important discussions that we are also expecting to hear, especially with this new trend that is coming in, especially for this country when it comes to independent candidates. But we know that press briefing is also now expected to get underway. The IEC is expected to brief the media at around 10 o'clock today in terms of what we can expect over the next couple of days.